folks. I'm Leland Klassen. This is Comedy Street. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Wow, it's good. Anyone who came from the furthest away, do you think? Oh, me. Besides me. Who came from pretty far away? Where? Show me. Transcona? What is that? You. Drumheller. We got Drumheller. You guys are cheering for that? You're a cheery crowd. Why are we cheering for Drumheller? Hey, I got a museum or something over there. A couple of hotels. Woohoo! That's great. What? You came all the way up just for the show?
Business trip.
Business trip, yeah. You were going to lie for a second there, and then you're like, no. I have no idea who you are. I thought we were in a cafe. Yeah. What's your name, sir?
Jason.
Jason, and what do you do? What kind of business do we do here?
I work at a museum.
Oh, do you? Are you a curator, or?
Oh, no. Business side of things.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Why is curator bad? Oh, no. I got a degree in anthropology, buddy, so I take offense to that. Okay? Now, see, the business. What kind of business are we going? You're taking tickets, aren't you? There you go. Enjoy. I'm kidding. What do you do there?
I manage the operations.
Oh, okay. And so this is the big.
Big dinosaur.
Wow. Good for you. Good stuff. Is it fun? You enjoy it?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you do at a conference out here then?
It wasn't in Winnipeg. I went to Sudbury and I was flying through, stopped to see my family and watched the Great Cup.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that story was going to end for a while there. And that was 3 years ago, so pretty much UI for a couple months, and then my uncle gave me a job working at the 7-Eleven. Wow, no, that's great. I'm glad you're here. Big round of applause for Jason. Welcome. Now, where's that sassy Strathcona girl, or whatever it was? What, did I say it wrong? Transcona? What's Transcona? It sounds like something from the future. Are you from the future, ma'am? Pink flamingos, okay. Obviously, we're having a little carbon monoxide trouble in here. Why would you yell that out? Hey, pink flamingo! Is that the Transcona hockey team or something? Hate to be on that team, eh? Hey, you play hockey? Oh, yeah, I play some hockey. Who do you play for? Transcona. Oh, yeah, Transcona what? Pink flamingos, all right? Yeah. I should probably get the show rolling, but I can't resist, sir. How you doing? What's your name, sir? Mike. Mike, what do you do?
I'm a carpenter, self-employed.
Oh, okay, great. And like, are we talking carpenter as in like big things, or are we talking the very renovations? Oh, okay. Like never mind. I don't know anything about anything. I don't know if you guys have noticed. So, what's your latest project? You're renovating a kitchen. Okay. Doing anything wild with it? Do you have all your fingers? Is what I really want to know. Okay. I was just afraid to ask before. Okay, you got your fingers. Small hands, you don't get caught. Okay, I got you. I couldn't be in the same room. Hey, guys. Well, maybe I should go one more. I was bugging you a little earlier in the warm-up. What's your name, ma'am? Shauna. And where are you from? Anola. How is everything over there these days? What's that? Quiet, yeah. Anola's like that. Yeah. What do you do in Anola? You work in the city of Anola? Well, you work here in the city? Can you not tell us? You spy? We're for a Christian Bible camp. Anola? Which one? Camp Arnis. And oh yeah, woo! Wow. That was that person from Transylvania or whatever. Do you ever hire comedians out there? Are ya? Look me up. You tried. I don't live in Enola. I was joking. Big round of applause for the mayor of Enola, Shauna. A very, very special guest tonight, folks. This guy, I actually, I came into contact with him years and years ago and was looking for an opportunity to work with him again, and I got that opportunity tonight, folks, and you're going to really enjoy him. Folks, put your hands together for J.L. Green.
You guys sound like you're in a good mood tonight. Are you? Yeah. Apparently you didn't drive here then, did you? I don't know if you're like me. It's just getting kind of crazy out there. You're not safe anywhere, no matter where you go. I was coming out of church last week, and it was a great service, too. You know how you go in, it's just a real good service, and you're all pumped up. I came out the door just feeling good, just filled with the love of God, till I got in that car. Yeah. I was okay at first, I still had, it takes a while to wear off, so the first few people that cut me off, I'm like, I forgive you, brother. Yeah. I defer to you, sister. Yeah. Oh, hey, seek counseling. Yeah. But after a while, it starts to wear down on you, You find yourself just getting a little bit sterner, You finally, I rebuke you. Come out of him. Have you ever been, I don't know if you've ever been, you guys look like a pretty good crowd, but in my life, sometimes, you just get all worked up, you feel like you're just about to go over the edge, you're about to lose it, you don't want to, but you're right there on the edge, and it's always then when somebody does that final straw to send you over. I don't know how it is with you, but to me it's that single-digit salute. You know which one I'm talking about, all right? I'm trying to hold on, I'm trying to keep my cool, I'm driving out of the corner of my eye, I see, Pastor? But that's all it takes. That's it. I'm gone now. I'm shaking my fist. I'm yelling. I'm one of them now. I'm playing bumper cars at 60 miles an hour. Get off of my world! Oh, did I tell you how bad it got? That little fish symbol on the back of my car? Done jumped off. Forget that. Man, it gets crazy out there. So you're out there and you're all worked up, and I don't know what you do to calm down like that. But I'm trying to get out of this. I don't want to be upset like that. So I'm trying to think. Okay, how do I get out of this? Okay, I know what I'll do. Next time somebody does something, I'll just say something from the Bible. Yeah, that's cool. All right, I got it under control now. And it's, boom! You uncircumcised Philistine! Not what I had in mind. So I'm still thinking, okay, the pastor just said in the sermon, when someone does something to spite you, pray for them. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, all right. In the name of Jesus, merge, you moron! Oh, that's not what I had in mind. Oh. But anyway, I'm coming along and I'm figuring, okay, maybe now things will calm down. Maybe now things will be a little bit better, because, finally I'm out of the church parking lot, right? So, anybody here ever take one of those spiritual gift tests? Those gift tests that tells you what your spiritual gift is? Not me. And it turns out that my gift is like nursery worker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing it. And I don't know the rules of this either. If I take the test and that's what it says, am I then required to do that? Am I going to show up at church the next week and they're going to say, hey, JL, your turn in the nursery? Oh, I'm not going in there. Sorry, you have to. It's your gift. Well, I hope you kept the receipt because I'm returning that one. I don't know. Have you guys got a nursery in your churches where you're at? Have you been by there? It's like something out of Revelations, right? And weeping and gnashing of teeth and all kinds of stuff going on in there. And that's not the kids. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's sad. Have you ever seen these engaged couples in church when the pastor asks for volunteers to go in the nursery and the woman volunteers the guy? Oh, that's wrong. That's just wrong. Because it's a proven, you will never see that guy again. You'll never will. It is a proven fact. 90% of all single men who enter a nursery never come back out alive. It never happens. And it's not like anybody can get you, right? There's no special forces team brave enough to mount a rescue, pull you back out. No, you're stuck in there. Sometimes they'll give you, some churches, they give you this little keypad. You know, you punch in the numbers, everybody's kid is registered, you punch, and it shows up out in the sanctuary, and they're supposed to come get their kid. Nobody does anything with that. Come on. 666 could be flashing on there. Nobody pay attention. No. Then we miss up other things. You know, sometimes, I don't know, like you, again, I'll be up there and I'll hear like a half of what I'm supposed to listen to, and then I'll kind of run with that without getting the whole story. You know, we were in church the other day, and I was getting a sermon there, and they were telling that all the promises of God are available to us today. I said, man, that's cool. And then he went on to say that how God blessed all the heroes in the Bible. Well, he wants to bless us in a similar way. And I said, yeah, that's cool. See, I didn't stay for the whole sermon there. I just ran right out. You know, that was my mistake. I ran out because I'm all excited now. I'm going to find me a blessing to collect, right? So I'm flipping through there. Now, being a single man, this one particular verse kind of popped out at me. Here, I'll read it to you. Now, Solomon had 700 wives. Yeah, that's mine. Yeah. Then you think about it, and you realize, oh, that's probably not too smart, And 700 wives, that's 700 mothers-in-laws right there, 700 times a day, you're going to be yelled at for leaving the toilet seat up, Oh, it's crazy. You're going to think, though, that Solomon, he was something else. He was the wisest man in all the world. You know that? He was sitting there praying one day. God came by and said, Solomon, ask what you will. He said, Lord, if I'm going to lead your people, I need some smarts. Good answer, buddy. Laid it on him. Made him the wisest man in all the earth. Now, I don't know the chronological order of how things happened. I don't want to mess up anybody's doctrine. But just a hunch, though. I'm thinking that wisdom part came after them 700 weddings. You know what I'm saying? Man, and not only 700 weddings, he had also 300 concubines, 1,000 women. Wait, what can you possibly do there? You don't even know any of them. And then, he had to use up the entire single woman population of that whole region, you could tell he was a king. You could tell. He wrote another book called Song of Solomon. I don't know if you've read this. It's kind of like an instruction manual for romance. You can tell this was a rich boy. I'm telling you. Because if you and I were to try some of this, I don't know if you've seen what's in there. Let me give you a little scenario. This is the last time I tried this. You knock on the door of your date's house, and she opens the door and it's, well, hello, honey. Your teeth are like a flock of sheep, And that waist is like a bale of wheat, babe. And them legs, oh, they just look like cedar trees. See, right about then is where I'm running down the street, pots are flying past my head. You have to be rich to get away with that kind of thing. And only rich people do that. Bill Gates is probably the only guy in the world who, when his wife says, honey, do I look fat in this? Can say, yeah, you can lose a few pounds there. But it's tough being a Christian single, especially when you hit my age. You hit 40 years old. At 21, you're like, oh, man of God. Oh, 40, you're like, whoa, let's get a deliverance service for this boy. It gets crazy. Then people say dumb things. And part of it is how we treat the singles in the Christian community. I don't know if you've noticed this. If you look into your bulletin board next time you're in church, look into the little bulletin they pass out. Look where they place singles ministries. On one side, they have the young married couples, and they have little hearts and flowers drawn around it, and everything's all sweet. You look where they place singles, It's over on the other side, near the deliverance ministries, Let's see. Alcohol, anger management, singles. Yeah. Gosh. Man, it's like I'm single. I'm not in a cult, And we don't get no funding. We'd probably be better off to do that. We should show up at the airport with wearing sheets and a bad haircut, banging tambourines. We might be able to pay for some of our outings that way. It gets crazy, though. And it's bad enough. And then you hear news, like, I don't know if you know this, but single guys, on average, have a 20-year less of a lifespan than married guys. You know that? I'm sure 19 years of that at least accounts for eating our own cooking. I'm pretty sure of that. And the other one, I don't know what. But But it's bad. And it wouldn't be so, maybe if we had a rule book to go along with this stuff, because, so that way when you're on a date, it can relieve some of the stress and stuff, so when they come up with some of that stuff, like when they ask you those questions, does this hairdo look good? Well, excuse me, according to Article 4, Section 5, you can't ask me that question. And then they have, I don't know if you've ever seen this, there's a book out there called How to Jerk-Proof Your Daughter. Have you ever seen this one? This is supposed to be a manual to tell Christian women how not to marry a jerk. Apparently, there's a picture of me on page 5. But you know that we have authority over demons? Did you know that? That's cool. And next time you're walking down the street, you see a demon, you just, hey, get away from there. You leave him alone. And you paint my house. And you ever have non-Christian friends that kind of have these warped ideas of what it means to be a Christian? You come up with something, and they just don't get it. They think you're supposed to stop being human and start being like this real pious guy. I'll give you an example. I'm playing racquetball a while ago with a couple of friends of mine. They were non-Christians. We're in the locker room afterwards. Now, earlier that day, I had the bean burrito for lunch. It wasn't sitting well there, And I'll admit, there was a noise. But this guy got a shocked look on his face and looked at me with all seriousness. I thought you were a Christian. And I didn't know what to say. I'm looking at him, well, yeah, but I'm a new Christian, and we don't get our save colon until the second year. I think. Ever been in church when that happened? When somebody breaks wind? Ever been there? What are you supposed to do? What's the protocol there, I don't know. Apparently, you're not supposed to look at the person, because as soon as it happens, everybody's head goes... Except for that one usher, and he's running around... And it's usually these sweet little old elderly women, that they're doing way past the age of Karen, you know what I'm saying? Just tooting away, And it's worse if the pastor hears it. Oh, that's even worse, because, it messes him all up. It ruins the whole day for him. He's in the middle of a 5-part sermon now and has no idea what point he's on now. And he's getting all frustrated. Finally just gives up. Hey, who fired the shot? And then, just as things are calming down, just things are getting settled there, if you happen to be unlucky enough to be in the vicinity of the crime, now you got a whole new set of problems to deal with, right? Because, let's face it, I'm not being too graphic, but there's usually an odor involved with these things. And it's just not something that just calmly comes and taps you on the shoulder, This is a full force kick in the teeth right there. And you're trying not to make any. You don't want to embarrass the people. You don't want to interrupt the church sermon and stuff. But your body won't let you. And now it is furiously trying to make white corpuscles to fight off this infection that's coming through the air. You're starting to sweat. Tears are streaming down your eyes. You can't sit there. And then, of course, then the pastor, he's just a little bit too far away. He doesn't know what's going on. Nothing there, because he's finally found his place again and starts preaching. He looks up and he sees everybody in the front row with just tears streaming down their eyes. I look all the time at how many times I mess up, and I look through all the heroes in the Bible, and I think it's so cool how God has a perfect plan for us. That we were all born for this particular time in history, and the gifts that you have were all placed there by God and to be used here in the body. And I think that's so great that, because we all look through there and we see what the heroes were doing, we go, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have some of their jobs, because I would mess it up. I don't know about you. If you look through there and you see get jobs like Samson. Now, every guy in this room, if you're truthful, you had a fantasy about being Samson at least one time in your life, right? Everybody, I'm the strongest man in the world. But if you look closely there, you'll see that this took quite an act of faith. What was the first thing that Samson did? The first big, strong thing that he did? Killed a lion, right? Just walked up to a full-grown male lion, broke his neck, threw him down. That takes some faith there, because, he was pretty old at the time, He wasn't no little kid. He had to know that the average human going up against the lion doesn't do too well, Unless it's the Detroit Lions, then pretty much, everybody beats them up. But he's going up there, you know, and I mean, he had the faith, you know, he was the right man for the right job, went straight up. See, if that was me, right about that time is where you start bargaining with God, you know. And you start, you know, well, God, maybe we should just kind of work our way up to it. How about we go through some various farm animals first? I think I could do that. How about a house cat? I'm pretty sure I can kick a cat's butt, you know. Then you look at the biggest one, the one that really blows my mind is Noah. It was the Noah thing. Oh, man. I'm looking at this, and I know I would have blown that one right off. If you look at it, he went through all those years of building the ark with everybody making fun of him and everybody talking, you know, and nobody had ever heard of rain. Nobody knew what flooding was. It didn't exist, and he's up there building an ark, telling him. First thing, I probably would never have told him it was an ark. It's condos. Yeah, I'm building condos. Yep. No, he told them right off, and then he went. Then all those years passed, you know, and now it's the time come for the flood. And what is he doing? He's out gathering up all the animals. And everybody says, yeah, cool job, gather up the... No, it's not, because everybody thinks of, you know, sheep and llamas and all the fluffy, nice little animals. You don't think of the mean, nasty little critters that, you know, snakes and poisonous snakes running around the bottom of the ship, big old tarantulas hanging out in the bathroom and stuff. You don't think about that kind of thing. You know, and then, you know, if you look at him, he had to be kind of like that. You ever see that crocodile hunter guy on Channel 9? Ever seen that guy? Since we're on the subject, though, I'm convinced that the only reason that guy has got a show on TV is so that parents can grab their kids, circle around there, and say, you know, whatever you do in life, don't ever be that stupid. Wouldn't you like to see him get bit just once, just bit up once, not killed, not just kind of maim him up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? If anybody deserves to walk through life without a buttocks, it's that guy, you know? Man. But Noah had to be just like him. He had to be jumping out there. Looky there. That's a pair of wild man-eating lions. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out behind the bush, grab them in a headlock, and drag them back to me boat. Yeah. Yeah. Not me, buddy. All I'm saying is if it was me back then, your trip to the zoo today would take a whole lot less time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, guys. You've been great.
You've been a great crowd. I'm Leland Klassen. This is Comedy Street. Good night, folks.